Well, I think we're here. Good evening, welcome along to another edition of the Sunday Bunch. With me tonight, we've got Dino and Terry. Terry, how's your day been?
Basically travelling back from Scotland, 4.5 hours, so yeah, quite tired.
Okay, then. Aye, right. Did you learn any Scottish dancing or anything like that? You could show us twinkle toes?
No, just been climbing up Ben Nevis.
Ben Nevis? Lucky for
Down
Ben.
1,344 metres.
Right, all right. And with us, we got Dino. Look, Dino's smiling. Oh, my God. Dino, how's your day been?
Same old. Played football this morning and watched all the football. I haven't done much.
Right, okay, superb. Right, don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can join us via the live chat if you'd like to have your say. Already up there, Las Palmas Macam. Evening, lads, FTM. DJ Sizzler Watson is up there as well. Ian Brown, evening, everyone. And hi from Spence Backwards. There you go. Before we start, we must give another shout out to our channel sponsor for this season, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Check out the website, get yourself on there. Loads and loads of winners, which we'll be telling you about very shortly as well. And if you can find that little banner, we'll run that across the bottom. There's the website address if you've not been on it as yet. So as my tablet goes off, yesterday then, a rude awakening back in the Premier League. Went down to Burnley, Burnley 2, Sunderland 0. You saw the lineup, just one change we made. Terry, was you happy when you saw the lineup?
Yeah, I thought it was, the same as the week before, and the way we played the week before. I was quite content with that lineup, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Sean, sweet. That's fair enough. Dino?
I mean, I was expecting it because Alderete did have a good debut. I think we all will agree that we'd rather see Alderete in for Seal, even though Seal did have a good game. Lineup kind of picked itself, especially with we're winning against West Ham. Yeah, I was happy with Alderete. It's a good change. It's not like he made the team any weaker. It was a strong starting 11.
Right, okay. On the chat already, Ian Brown says we must bring in a centre back for Saturday. Bowen had Sealed in his back pocket the whole time he was on the pitch. Yes, Terry?
We do have centre backs. I mean, that PSG lad's just been brought in. I mean, I don't know how fit he is, but surely he'll step into place.
Fair enough. Well, what do you call him again?
Forget his name now. He's called Nordy, isn't he? Nordy somebody.
No, he's not a Geordie, is he?
No, he's a Nordy.
All right, Nordy, that's all right then.
And he's got real good experience in the high levels, so he's
Mukalele or something like that is anyway. Right, well, really, I mean, we've got first off, let's go on first off, because your overall thoughts on how we played first half, Dino?
I mean, first off, I thought we were mostly the dominant team. They look quite nervous, Burnley, they did. I mean, we had that one chance in the first 10 minutes. And I'm sorry, I know everyone loves my hand, but that has to hit the back of the net. If that goes in the back of the net, it's a different game. And obviously, Ballard injury doesn't do it any favours as well. I mean, don't get us wrong, I thought Seal still done quite well when he come on. But I do believe that Sealed isn't ready for the Premier League, unfortunately. It does weaken the back line. But the first half, I mean, we had one shot on target in that half, and that was the Mayenda chance. And we didn't do much else. We kept the ball quite well, but we didn't do nothing with it. I mean, we passed the ball a lot better, but we're passing it in areas which weren't that dangerous, apart from the Talby chance. Talby was very unlucky. I thought Talby had a good game, actually. That was the best I've seen Talby play. He was very because with Talby in the first half, when everything's going down Adingra's side, normally, like, say, Roberts, whoever's out on the right, would just stay out on the right. Talby comes infield, and I've seen Talby multiple times where he's next to Adingra on the left-hand side. So I don't know if that's instruction or Talby's just doing it off his own back, but it caused the defence quite a few problems. He had a really good first half. But other than that, apart from that chance, them two chances, did it really do much? I wouldn't say so.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, Taffy Mackham back on the chat there. Yeah, see, old friend of the show. No matter what happens, we need to go with the manager and his team. Just got to get behind him. It's worrying how bland we looked against Burnley. Never mind the Palaces and Forests. I mean, for me, I thought we looked quite good actually. First half, I thought we looked organised. I thought I was quite pleased with how decent we looked. I thought we was pretty good. That chance in the 3rd minute from Mienda has to be scored. It's as simple as that. I mean, in this league, you're not going to get that many chances, and that wasn't just a chance. That was just, it was just a shocking miss, really. Terry, first half, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in completely agreement with Dino. I mean, that Mienda's got to put that away. You're not going to get that many chances at this level in the Premier League, and you've got to start putting chances away like that in the back of the net. And if Mienda fails to do that, then we've got to find a way of putting somebody up there who can do that, because we're not going to get many more opportunities. The Premier League for one season, and it's brutal. The Premier League's brutal, and I think the Talby chance, it was more difficult, and I think he almost got it in there. Granit Xhaka had an opportunity as well, when free outside the box with it, and we've seen him score some wonderful goals for Arsenal, and he just put it wide, tamely wide. I thought the first half we were the better side, just slightly. I thought their crowd was quiet, and they were there for the taking, and I'm really disappointed we just didn't take that game by the scruff of the neck. I don't know if that's the Lord Mayor's show, the hype of last week, where we scored 3 goals, we're buoyant, we're jubilous, they've over-celebrated, and they come back down to earth with a bump. But, creating chances in the Premier League, you've got to score them. And Ballard, for me, was just that, you're kind of hoping and praying it doesn't happen, because he had a good playoffs, he had a good first game against West Ham. You're hoping he's put them injuries behind us, but he's made of glass, isn't it? That's what's so disappointing. The lad's brilliant. He's awesome. He's fantastic. He's 10 out of 10 last week. He's a leader on the park. He gets above all the defenders in their box on so many occasions, and we miss that so much. I think we come away with the draw, at least if Ballard stays on the pitch, and to lose him after 10 minutes, it is really gut-wrenching. I feel for the lad, because he's got so much potential, but it's the same scenario as last season. He got injured a couple of times last season. It's going to be the same this season. It is so downhearted, it really is. But the first half, I thought we were the better side.
Right, okay. What I did, I'll bring you in just now, Dino. What I did forget to mention was we have to say a massive big thank you to Terry for coming onto our little channel here, because obviously you'll all know he is a bit of a superstar now after his appearance on Sky Sports last night. But thanks, Terry, for being humble and coming on here. Dino, you was one in there, mate.
Yeah, I think Sunderland did ride the luck a little bit. I mean, Adingra potentially could have been sent off. I mean, he slapped that Membridge. I've seen them give him away. It's a red card. His actions towards his face, it wasn't a big slap around the cheeks, but it's movement of what I've seen less. I've seen head people get sent off. And Adingra, I think, rode his luck there. I really do.
Right, okay. I might cross that off my list, because I've got that to come now anyway, but don't worry about that. Terry?
What I've noticed so far in the Premier League season this year is that the VARs tending to go towards what the referee decides on the pitch. I don't know if that's just me, but it seems to be like the more lenient. So the referee gives a yellow card, they won't really give him a red card. And it's to do with penalties. I've seen a couple of handball decisions where they've been quite dubious. The referee's not bothered giving anything. So VAR haven't done that as well. This is going to be a blatant and obvious opportunity. I don't know if that's what the instructions are this season.
Right, okay. Let me quickly go to the chat. We'll try and include as many of you as we can if you want to Javier said, Gerard Tom, without Ballard, lost a bit of leadership. Shame he's made of glass. SJ, we all know Ballard is made of glass. It's not a secret. Marianne and Carl Taylor, our friends over in Boston, Massachusetts. Dino, you think Sealt done well? My goodness, he was a crock of shite, mate, is what he said there. Everybody said their own opinion, though. Ian Brown says, it's a big risk, in my opinion, to rely on Isidore and Mendes to score goals, but I'm excited for Gu, how do you pronounce it? Lack of experience. So, I mean, last week's Claret and Blues, right? We were, nice 3-0 win. Well, were this week's a better side then? Do you think Burnley were a better side than what West Ham were? Terry?
I've done a bit of research on last week's game against Spurs, and apparently they did all right against Spurs. They were just a bit unlucky at times. I think West Ham obviously got smashed on Friday night. I think it was against Chelsea 5-1. Time will tell, but I think it's one of those things where, it is usually harder away from home than at home. At home, we had that crowd behind us last week. We got on top. The crowd was pushing the side on. It lifted all the spirits. This weekend, you're playing away from home in a sort of smaller ground, and I just think a lot of players were really flat. I thought Granit Xhaka had a poor game. I think it's like I say, Sealt is not Premier League standard at this moment in time. We need some other players like the ones we brought in already from PSG. Maybe it's the ex-West Ham player, someone to come in like that. I think Dingra, Alderweireld had a good game, but I think towards the end, he looked to be struggling the last 15, 20 minutes, as if he was like limping around the pitch, like he's not fit enough yet, which is fair enough. He's only had 45 minutes pre-season. So, it was really disappointing how flat the game was, how flat the team was, and we didn't really sort of go for the jugular and really get any intensity, but we do seem to struggle. And this is the thing with Burnley. They got that goal. They're going to do what teams did last season and the season before. They're going to do our low block. They're going to put bodies behind the ball, and we struggle so much to break down teams when teams do that. We've seen it in the Championship in League One. We just can't break down teams when they just sit 12, 11 men behind the ball. And I think other teams we're playing away to, say maybe it's a Brighton or Manchester United, they wouldn't do that, get a 1-0 goal and sit back there and keep on going, which would suit us more. So I think we need teams to come at us so we play our style of game of football, where Burnley sort of sat back. But we gifted them the goal. Second half, you're going to talk about it very shortly. I'm sure you are.
Yes, we are. I'm not overly concerned. I think what makes it worse, the defeat yesterday, is that it was Burnley. Because I think if it had been another Premiership team who not one of the new boys come up, I don't think would have been that bothered. I think it's because it was Burnley, and you're thinking, expecting to probably win it. I think that's what leaves more of a bitter taste. Do you think Burnley were a better team than what West Ham were, Dino?
I feel like yes. I think we underestimated the signings Burnley brought in, because I hadn't heard of many of them, and if I had heard of them, they weren't really first team players for the current clubs. I give them a little bit of credit. They were very compact. With West Ham, then, like Terry says, West Ham came at us. Burnley didn't. Burnley just kept their low block and kind of but their first goal wasn't a low block, but the second goal kind of was. But I think Burnley are still going to be down there with us. I mean, we can knock that hole out. We're going to finish in the top 10 business, because that was very unrealistic.
Oh, away, man.
No. But Burnley are going to probably be around where we are. We did beat West Ham. We're definitely going to be in a relegation scrap, because they're letting more of their players go. Not sure who's even coming in for West Ham. So it was a team we had to beat, because I says I'd be happy with 7 points, and we're not going to get that now. It looks like we might. when we play Brentford. Brentford have just beat Villa, and Villa are going to be one of the teams who are going to be up there. So it's going to be a long old season.
So you'd be happy if we beat Brentford, then we get 7 points. You'd be happy with that, won't you, Dino?
Well, won't get
not
7
that you're
points.
happy with anything.
We can't get 7 points. It's mathematically impossible now to get 7 points from the first round.
I thought we got a draw. Sorry. Well, 6 points you'd be happy with, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but we could end up with 4 points.
Oh, Mr.
You know what I mean?
All right, again. Terry?
Look, I mean, last weekend, tongue-in-cheek, all banter aside, you know, we were all laughing and carrying on. We're going to win the league. We know we're only joking. We know the first season back in the Premier League is about survival. That's your first ambition, is to stay in the Premier League for your first season till you get yourself sorted out. Then you can really go for it the second season. So for me, realistically, this season, it's all about surviving in the Premier League. If we can get any kind of mid-table, for me, it's a bonus.
Right, okay. All right, then. Just very quickly, we're trying to get some likes because we try and hit 100 likes on a Sunday if we can. 93 people on the channel at the moment. Just hit the thumbs up. It'll take you a second to do so. And if you are, if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It's free to do that, and that helps the channel out as well. Dan Ballard then going off after, what was it, 10 minutes or something? It wasn't very long, was it? How much did that affect us? I mean, is that what totally changed the game for us, Dino?
Not really. I think what changed the game is the chance we missed. Because in this league, if you don't take your chances, you don't win the games. And if you look, Burnley 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Sunderland 1 shot on target, no goals. That was the basic of the game, really. I thought when Seals came on, I think he'd done quite a good job. We're a bit sloppy in defence. Not telling if Ballard was on the pitch, we wouldn't have conceded them goals. We'll never know. But I thought Seals done all right. I think he got a bit lucky with the penalty, because I've seen them given because they just say it's a clash of legs. Now you can do it wasn't intentional. I think we got a bit lucky with that. But with me, I think after we missed that chance, because you could go 1-0 up there and then we can sit back and Burnley have got to come onto us. I just think that chance we didn't take. I think that kind of, because you're not going to get many chances, let's be fair. And we've got 2 chances in the first half, and in the second half, I don't really remember any. So for me, probably the chance in the first half, I think that's what kind of stumped with.
Right, okay. The Sportcast, all Northeast Sports. I totally agree with you. We have to finish your chances. Loads of people on there as well saying about mid-table finishes. SJ, mid-table, not a chance. And Sunderland finished 13th, believe you me. Top 10, says David Joblin. And Billy Rolls says it's far too early to make outright statements on position predictions, which is probably right. Big shout out to Jackie Shields. Jack's mum's on there. She's a member already anyway, but thanks for tuning in there, Jackie. Dino, how much? Sorry, Terry. Dan Ballard going off. Is that what completely changed the game for us?
I think it's a massive. I think it did. I think a lot of Burnley fans I was talking to said, you know, he's a player that they were worried about and that he would change the game. I mean, it's an innocuous sort of injury because, I mean, he scores that goal against County with a header. He scores last week with a header. He's all over the floor. He lands awkwardly. He's perfectly fine. You know, he mops up everything. He clears every header that comes in. He's all over the place, off the line clearance last week against West Ham. He's every little bit of leadership that you need in defence. He's pulling players around. For me, that first goal doesn't happen if he's on the pitch, I'm afraid. I think we'll get at least a draw if Dan Ballard stays on the pitch. He's up top. He gives that a little bit extra in the box, you know. He creates that chance for Miende. So how many more chances will we get when balls come in the box? He scored twice in the last 3 or 4 games. And like I said, he's a leader at the back. So he's a massive miss. Sealt's nowhere near the same sort of level. You don't see Sealt in the box winning headers, as in like sort of going towards their goal, scoring goals, different player altogether. So Dan Ballard, for me, I thought he might have been over his injuries, the way he's taken the last 3 or 4 games. So that's why it was just so disappointing to see him go off with a groin injury of all things, you know. He seemed to land on his feet perfectly fine, but maybe he's just twisted a little bit as he landed. But yeah, I think I'm pretty confident we come away with at least a point in that game if he stays on the pitch. You lose your best player. For me, he was the best player last week. It's hard to replace your best player. 10 out of 10 performance last week against West Ham. You don't get them type of players.
And there's a song in there as well, isn't there, Terry? The leader at the back is the leader at the back. Brum, brum, and all that, right? So we had another VAR decision go away. So it's like we'd we'd never used it before, and then we got to Wembley and we had that decision went our way. And then first half, they bang another goal in, and lo and behold, we got a VAR and it goes in our favour once again. Are you a fan, Terry?
Allegedly, the referee had already given it before VAR was anywhere near involved. The referee had already decided it was a free kick. He'd already decided, yeah, it was a blatant foul. I mean, he gets him behind Sink and just kicks him out the way. You can't do that. Simple as. No goal.
Are you a fan then of VAR?
I am, yes, 100%.
Yeah, good. Dino, it came to our rescue in the first half. You a fan?
Yes, because it is needed, but I don't like it when they take too long on decisions where it's like fine margins. I mean, I do believe we got a bit lucky yesterday because I do believe Adingra could have been sent off. I've seen them given of sending offs. You know, there's no need to even raise your hands towards the player. Don't get us wrong, that Membridge, that Hannibal, he was a nightmare all game.
Let me stop because it is my next question. You've done this already to me once, and I'm like,
well, you don't tell us what the questions are going to be. So I'm just
I've spent hours all day coming out.
No, you haven't.
No, right? Hours and hours, and I go on and you just do the whole show in the first 5 minutes. That's it. Thank you. Good night. Goodbye.
Right. Well. Right. I'll talk about the penalty then.
No, all I want to know is if you're a fan of VAR.
Yes, it's. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. It's there, so you got to just put up with it. If you don't like it or you do like it, it's there. It's not going to go away. It's new technology. It was like goal line technology. People didn't like it for some reason when it first came in, and it's fine margins in football. So yeah, VAR, when it works well. But when they're taking too long, that's when people get annoyed. But yeah, it's in the game, and it's in the game for a good reason.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, 45 likes. We need another 55 to hit that magic 100. Hit the thumbs up if you would, please. Take your second to do so. Let's get some likes on the board. Right, we're going to talk about the Adingra slap now, Dino. Oh, you've already said everything about it. I mean, should he have gone off? It's not even like you can say, you know, he was a Premiership player anyway, so he's used to VAR. You know, if it was one of our players from last season who's not been used to VAR and just something, you know, off the cuff, and then all of a sudden forgets, oh my God, it's VAR, they can look at this. You know, he knows about VAR anyway. So, Terry, you know, should he have actually gone off? Do you think VAR got it wrong?
No, I think he should have stayed on the pitch. I've had leaves fall out of trees that slapped it hard and he slapped that bloody bloke. How, man, it's a man's game. Man up, man, let's face it. A little slap and tickle every now and again doesn't hurt anybody. Yeah, you know, it wasn't that bad. It was just a little brush across the face. I mean, how many times the players barge into each other and kick each other off the park, but nobody gets sent off. Like I said before, it's a contact sport, simple as. If he punched them in the face, fair enough. He just did that. Your skin feels nice. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
Luke 19 got a piggyback ride, didn't he? Did he get sent off? No, he didn't get sent off.
But no, listen. What bugs me about it is the fact that I know you're saying it was just, you know, it's just a tap in the face, all right, whatever. But you know, when they go to offside decisions, and you know the left toenail is offside, and ridiculous, you know, decisions like that are given. At the
There's
end of the day,
different rules for different things. I mean, we saw yesterday, Miende got pushed by 2 hands in the penalty box and got pushed over. Was it a penalty? No, it wasn't a penalty. Was that bothered? No, it wasn't bothered because the ball had already gone. So it's not a red card. You know, you've got to use a bit of common sense. You know, if someone just does that, it's not a red card. Give me a yellow card, man. Anyway, get some sense in the game. We need some sense in the game.
Well, yeah, I agree. But like I say, when they're giving a toenail offside, then
but it's offside. If it's offside, it's offside. That's why there's rules. That's why there's VAR. The VAR is there to see whether someone's offside. I know it's harsh. You can't say right. The toenail's offside, but half a toenail's not. You know, it's offside or onside.
It's the rule not. He raised his hand and he put it in somebody's face. You know what I mean?
Well, we don't know what the rules are. They've changed, haven't they? I mean, let's look at the handball. Where that was it? A Liverpool game the other week where I think it was Bournemouth player puts his hand out and kind of taps the ball, but because he didn't sort of grab hold of the ball, there's some kind of rule there. Everton player, you know, had his arm behind there, hit his arm there. That was a penalty. I don't understand the rules. I don't know what the rules are. We have to accept what they are because obviously we're just fans. So we have to accept and hope they know what they're doing.
Right. Taffy Mackham is one for the older viewers. A slap. Good job, Billy Bremner is not about a day. So Dino maybe doesn't even know who Billy Bremner is.
No idea.
No. Oh, God. Right. Him and Kevin Keegan, 1974 or something like that.
Well, that's why I wasn't born then.
Punching each other, man, and everything. Right, okay. I'll give a quick shout out to Taffy Mackham, who's donated £5 via the live chat. Says, round of applause for Taffy Mackham. Thank you very much. He should have got a right-hander from Billy Whitehurst. Do you know Billy Whitehurst, Dino?
I think I've heard that name before.
Right, okay. He was another one of the hard men. And so thanks to you, Taffy Mackham, for that. Don't forget, you can donate via the live chat if you wish to do so. There's a little $sign at the bottom of the chat. Click on that, pick an amount, and you can help the channel out that way. But you can still comment for free if you wish to do so. Dino, I'll ask you then, should he have gone off?
Hey, I mean, what you were talking about, I mean, I don't get it for the simple fact, if you raise your hands in public, it's classed as assault. What's the difference on a football pitch? He's assaulted him. He's slapped him in the face. That's assault now these days. So yes, that is potentially a red card. Of course, it doesn't matter how hard it is. If you just point at someone, that's technically assault. So how come a little slap in the face? It might not be a hard slap. It's just a little slap like that. But again, you shouldn't be raising your hands. This is football, not boxing or UFC.
Do you know? If you bump into wee Philly in the street, wee Philly goes, "Hiya, you all right?" Did you get arrested for it?
If I press charges, yeah.
Trust me, I
the
would
world's
never.
too woke. The world's
I would never.
gone.
But that's what you've got to go off these days. And on a football pitch, you don't use your hands unless you're taking a throw in. You don't use your hands. And why is it you don't need to put your hand to someone's face? He's very lucky he didn't get sent off. I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not denying he's lucky, but I'm just saying it was like I've had gusts of winds blow my face stronger than he tapped his face. Man, I would give away.
You can't arrest a gust of wind, can you? You can't send a gust of wind off.
Then clearly in VAR the rules state you can touch somebody's face and go, "Oh, oil of Ulay. That feels nice."
So for me, technically, VAR got that wrong. Technically,
it's oil of Olay now.
Whatever it is. Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know, because I still say Ulay in me jokes, but never mind. No, all I'm trying to say, I get what you're saying, Dino, and this is what I'm trying to say. You know, if a toenail can be offside, then it doesn't matter if it's just a little tap. It's, you know, you've raised your hands either. You know, rules are rules.
I know what Dino's saying. I understand what he's saying, but I'm just saying, obviously the rules must have some kind of guideline in there. And if it says somebody's, you know, caressing somebody's face, it's perfectly fine.
It wasn't a caress. It was a slap. He put his hand there and he just went. It was the tiniest motion.
Neither here nor there. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed if I got a little slap in the face and I wanted the player to get sent off. I'd still give him a yellow card. I'd be embarrassed, honestly, I would.
No, I think VAR got that wrong. I think we got lucky. I think VAR got that wrong because it doesn't matter how hard it is. You raised your hands towards someone's face. When players go head to head and the player goes down, the other player gets sent off, even though there's both of them went head to head. These are the rules, unfortunately.
We don't know the rules, Dean. You don't know the rules of VAR.
Well,
I reckon
I've watched football for a long time.
I reckon the rules have changed over the last season.
And he goes down.
I reckon the rules have changed the last season. I reckon if it's something like a brush on the face, it's perfectly fine.
Listen, I just want to be caressed by Terry. I love the way you do that. Listen, right, first half, I thought we fared okay. What happened second half then in your eyes? Dino, do you want to go first on that?
Well, the first goal was a little bit of imagination, a little bit of creativity, a little flick from Jaden Anthony into the path of Josh Cullen. And I mean, it was a great finish, let's be fair. I think Roofs was at full stretch and it was right in the corner. He done what Tommy Watson done in the final. He bent it round the defender. Unfortunately, it went and landed in the back of the net. And the second goal, bit disappointing from our point of view. The countered were. They done what we done to West Ham on the counter. And to be honest, Granit Xhaka should not be at centre. Like he was the furthest back player. And let's be fair, Xhaka isn't going to catch a player like Jaden Anthony. And he's done very well around the keeper and put it in the roof of the net. It's very unfortunate. But on the second half performance, if you look at it, we didn't create anything. We had a lot of the ball, but done nothing with it. I didn't see any balls down the line. Mayenda was just non-existent apart from the first chance. I didn't really see him get on the ball at all and run at players. There was a lot of nothing. A lot of keeping the ball in decent positions and non-threatening positions, but we didn't do nothing with it. Xhaka's crossing was terrible. We just lacked so much creativity, and it was just very disappointing. I thought the midfield three of Diarra and Siddiqui very, very lethargic. Not really. I mean, Diarra was basically non-existent as well. It was just very disappointing in the second half, to be fair.
Right, okay. Good to see Taffy Mackham back on the channel with his humour. Dino is right. Mrs. Taffy stroked my face in bed last night and I got her arrested so I could go out on the lash with the lads. I love it. Terry, where did it go wrong in the second half for us, do you think?
I don't know. I think I have to just give credit to Burnley. They upped the game the first 10 minutes. They must have had a good rollicking at half time. You know, in front of your home fans, you've got to try and raise your game at some point. And credit where credit's due. That first goal was a good goal. You know, whether it would have happened with someone like Dan Ballard on the pitch, we'll never know. I think second goal, I thought already had already gone. I was watching him one or two times and he was just limping around. And I think there was no way he could get back and even cover for that goal. Now, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We could have brought somebody else on to replace him, or whether we used all our subs already, because we did bring three midfielders on and replace. Right, sorry, the three. We went 4-3-3, really, didn't we? So we had the three up front, which was replaced. We just lacked creativity, ran out of ideas. We just couldn't break them down. And, you know, it's one of those things. It's a young side with one or two sprinklings of experience, all put together. It's going to take a while before they start to, you know, develop some sort of cohesion, you know, and every team's going to be difficult. You're going to have teams coming at you, teams that are going to have the low block. And that's where we suffer the most, trying to break teams down. And, you know, just credit where credit's due. I thought Burnley well deserved the 3 points in the second half. They were the better side. They wanted it the more. They had more desire. We were just flat, really disappointing. It was like we just left all our energy on the West Ham game. It was really poor, honestly.
I felt, I don't know if you agree, but second half, I thought we became very sloppy. There was a lot of, like, giving the ball away. Just
very slow.
I don't know. Honestly, I thought first half, I was looking at I said to our lads, I said, you know, we look like a good team. It'll be all right in the Premiership. I thought we looked solid. I thought we kept our shape. I just liked us in the first half, and then second half we were just silly mistakes and just not at the races. Dino.
I mean, we're not all a little bit disappointed that the only shot we had on goal was in the first 3 minutes and there was no other shots on goal. I mean, I know it's hard to create chances in the Premiership, but if you're not going to create chances, you're never going to score goals. You need to be a little bit creative. Balls into the box weren't working. I
Well,
mean,
I'm going to get onto that just now anyway, Dino. So
I mean,
yeah.
Kyle Walker had a good game. The experience he had on the pitch, he had a good game. And like Dino says, we're just, if you have one shot in the first 3 minutes and after that, nothing, then it proves we're lacking somewhere. We are lacking, obviously. And we have been lacking it for 3 or 4 seasons now. A quality goal scorer, simple as. We have got young kids coming through, but they're going to have games where, like yesterday, they were non-existent. And it would be nice to have someone different on the pitch, whether we have someone a bit taller striker who can get in the box and mix up a bit, because we just had nothing. There was nothing up front whatsoever. Even balls were coming in, there was nobody there.
Right, okay. Right, before we go any further, I just want to give another shout out to our channel sponsor for this season, Wolf Competitions. The website there, scrolling on the bottom, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Fantastic site. If you've not been on there yet, chance to win loads of stuff, holidays, cars, money. And we did this last week, and Dino told us one of his mates has won, 65 grand did he win?
65 grand, yeah.
65 grand. It's as easy as that. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly play you this, because this happened this week. And this is how people seem to win money all the time. You win it, and then you win it again. And Brian went out in North Shields, and have a watch of this. This is what happened this week with Wolf Competitions.
Here we are live in North Shields, wolfcompetition.co.uk. This young lady has won a 50 gram gold bar, right? 50 gram gold bar, said twice, just in case you didn't hear, or an alternative of £3,500. What would you have? Would you take the alternative or would you take the gold bar? Remember, gold never goes down, it's going straight through the roof. Let's find out, Zoe. Zoe, hiya Zoe, how are you? You've won it before, haven't you? Yeah. Hiya, is this your daughter?
Stepdaughter.
Oh, bless you, gorgeous, aren't you? Right, so this is it. Zoe Smith, what you won before in both competitions?
25 grand, and then I won a grand last month as well.
Woo! What a great Monday. And now, Zoe, you've won a 50 gram gold bar or an alternative, cash alternative, that is, of £3,500.
The cash.
You're going to take the cash? Excellent.
We're going away next week, aren't
wow, where he's going?
We're just going to Flamingo, lad.
So there you go. That was Zoe in North Shields. That was just this week. She's won 25 grand already. Then she won a grand, and now she's won 3.5 grand. So check it out, wolfcompetition.co.uk. Have a look on there. Great site. And I don't know if you've seen the release this week, but I've just been signed up with them as well. So, and on Facebook, if you make a comment, we're going to be giving 2 grand away. I'm going to come to your door and I'm going to deliver 2 grand for you just for commenting on the have a look on my Facebook, you'll see it on there. So that's wolfcompetitions.co.uk, sponsor our channel. Thanks to them for that. What about the flickering, flashing floodlights? Right, I thought Dino was down there with his disco lights. I mean, what a farce that was. I mean, I just took ages to switch off. Do you think that was a distraction to us as well, Dino?
I mean, it wasn't a distraction. It was just unbelievable, wasn't it? I mean, it's 2025 and you can't even get your lights working. And let's be fair, we're playing in the daytime. Why do we need lights on? And the fact it took them nearly over 10 minutes to turn them lights off is a joke. Once they're flickering, if they're not going to work, just turn them off. We don't need them. It's daytime. Get them fixed for your next game. It was just, it was farcical. It really, really was. And I could understand why you couldn't play with them as they were flickering, because obviously the lighting's changing all the time. If you've got epilepsy, I think you would have been knackered if you were in that stadium. Like, you would have been having fits, because that was just beyond a joke. It was just like you were in a rave. You were just bounced. Because I thought it was my telly at first. I went, it's my telly going weird. And then they went onto the lights. I went, God, I thought my telly was on the blow.
I thought you turned up in the crowd with your disco lights on your back there. Terry, do you think you
with me being on Sky Sports yesterday, I was talking to one of the guys who runs VAR. He was running VAR on the day. He said they tried it. That's to turn the lights on because they didn't see a dingo do the slap, so they wanted to have the lights on just in case they missed another one, you know.
Right, okay. Listen, I'll tell you what, Luke. Yesterday, we were sort of like toothless in that final third. We were doing nothing. One shot on target. Do we need a striker in this window? And if so, who do you think would be a good fit for us? Terry?
I don't think we will. I mean, we've got Isidore, we've got Gu, and we've got Mienda. Where does the other striker come in? If that's the case, will all four strikers be happy? I don't know how that works. Personally, I would love, a striker has the experience, who's been there, done it.
Isak.
Hi, Isaac, hi. But I don't know about you, look, though. I mean, at half time came around, I thought, right, I feel good. Second half, we'll come out, we'll take it to Burnley, and we'll get the win. And it was a complete opposite. It was so depressing.
There's a couple saying like Welbeck, Vardy down there.
People are saying Welbeck. I mean, that's going to be impossible since he plays for Brighton. I watched him on the telly the day. He plays for Brighton.
Well, how's it impossible?
Because he plays for Brighton.
Well, that's not impossible.
Of course it is.
Can we not buy a player from another club then?
No, because these are people are going on about free agents, bring a free agent in. But, I mean, we're not going to get Welbeck. They've just signed Welbeck on because he was a free agent, but obviously Brighton have went, oh crap, we haven't got a striker, so they've re-signed him. So I doubt you'll get him now.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what then. I've been waiting to see Mark Gu, and we brought him on second half. What were your thoughts on him, Dino?
You can't really comment because he got 10 minutes, and I mean, he was more involved.
He got more than 10 minutes.
Well, it wasn't much though, but we weren't doing anything. Like, he's a striker, we weren't feeding him. I mean, he was a bit busy. He was chasing the ball down. He did have a shot on goal, which was wide. But I'm not gonna like sit here and say, oh, he was really crap. I mean, we were just trying to get anything more snatcher. He looks big. He looks like he could be a handful. He was more involved in the match than Isidore was when he came on. So, but
He only got 10 minutes. He only got 10 minutes.
I'm not going to judge him on that 10 minutes. He needs to have a good.
No, I thought at least he had a couple of shots. I think. I mean, they weren't very successable, but
one down and he shot and it trickled wide. I just remember that. Other than that, I remember him chasing the keeper down. Not much impact because again we weren't really impactful.
Right. Do we need a striker then, Dino? And if so, who?
I mean, like Terry says, I mean, you've already got 3 strikers. Do you need to add another one? We only play with 1 striker, so you're going to have 3 strikers sitting there not doing much. I feel like we need more in defence because if Ballard gets injured, who else we got? And I think we need another winger. A creative winger. I think striker, if you're looking to get someone to grab goals, we don't feed our strikers very well. We're not ones who are playing through balls. The strikers get probably the least amount of touches on the football pitch for our team.
Well, I mean, do you think that was the issue yesterday then? Not that, we didn't score goals, but that we didn't feed,
Yeah, well, apart from that one chance Mienda had, do you remember him even touching the ball? I don't. He was non-existent. I forgot he was even on the pitch at one stage because he wasn't doing anything. He didn't touch a ball. He didn't do what he normally does, hold the ball up and spin his man and run down the way. I didn't see anything from Mienda, but that's not his fault if we're not feeding him the ball.
I think all through pre-season, our issue has been scoring goals, really. And yes, all right, we banged 3 in against West Ham, but I'd hate to think that becomes our problem. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't want to have this knee-jerk reaction from yesterday. We've lost the game. I think it's like I said at the start. I think it's a bit harder to swallow the fact that it's Burnley. And I think if it had been, if it had been a Nottingham Forest or a Palace or a Fulham or a I don't think there'd have been as big a knee-jerk reaction. Dino.
I don't mind losing games because we're going to lose games. It's the way you lose them. And the fact we only had one shot in a full 90 minutes of football, not creating anything, it's disappointing. I'm not going to get angry because I do believe we should be trying to beat teams like Burnley, but playing like that, you're never going to beat teams like Burnley. It's just more disappointing, if anything, because that was a game there we could definitely have won 100%. And if we scored that first goal, that game would have played out so much different, and we just didn't.
Yep, I agree. Terry?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got a problem with me end starting against West Ham, me end starting yesterday. But if things are not going your way, that's where you have a squad. And I think Gue didn't really get much of a chance yesterday. But what I did see of him, he did look like there could be someone decent in there. So I wouldn't have a problem with Gue starting against Brentford on Saturday. And maybe he's 45 minutes, see how he goes, then bring on Mienda. There's no harm in doing that for me.
Right, okay. Look, what about a man of the match from you yesterday at Sunderland?
Yeah, I mean, no one really stood out. I mean, the only player who I thought had an okay game, but that was in the first half, was Talby. I thought Talby was actually decent in the first half, but second half, no one really stood out. Everyone was.
I thought Trey Hume had a decent game. Do you not think?
I mean, the goal kind of came from his side, to be fair. So I'm not going to say he had a really good game or a poor game, but he didn't stand out for me. And he didn't stand out for us.
Right, okay. Terry?
I thought Talby and Diarra were good in the first half. I like what Diarra's energy brings, but just the second half lets everybody down because nobody come out second half and nobody performed second half to any kind of level of standard. So that was disappointing. So man of the match, it's a difficult one. I think I kind of give it to possibly Diarra and Trey Hume for me, just for the first half performance. But I think there's nobody gets any credit second half, really.
Right, okay. What we got? We've got 13 minutes left. So let's quickly move on to before we go to Brentford. We got the second round of the Carabao Cup coming up on Tuesday. Sunderland versus Huddersfield at home. Are we playing the squad players here? Is that the way to do it? And I'll ask you, is it a distraction from us? Are we going to go for this or what, Terry?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to change the whole side. I mean, I definitely want to start someone like Dan Neil in the middle there and bring him in and maybe rest Granit Xhaka and see what Dan Neil can do. And maybe start Isidore, start Gue possibly, yeah, give Gue some time and see what he can do against Huddersfield. But yeah, I mean, I look bringing in players. I agree with Dino. We need a winger. Maybe if that's a municipal player who can play on both sides, because I honestly don't see what Roberts could bring to the Premier League. This is just my opinion and maybe controversial, but I never saw it. When he came in yesterday, I didn't see anything at all, but I know it wasn't much time for him to shine, so maybe he starts on Tuesday as well, but I definitely want to bring in a better quality winger in, because once Talby and Adingra go off at this moment in time, there's really nobody else who can come on. I know Mundle's injured, but it's a shame. And I just think, Roberts is a good championship player. I don't think he makes the Premier League for me.
Right, okay. And Dino, do we play the squad players Tuesday? Is that the way
I think you mix and match a little bit. You put the players on who probably need a little bit more match fitness. If Alderete is not struggling with a niggle, put him in. Nori Mukulele, Mozawaku, get him on. Just mix and match a little bit. Maybe give Patterson a little run out, give Roofs a little sit on the bench. I don't mind if we get beat. If we get beat, we get beat. I'm not really fussed, because the main objective isn't to win a cup or get far in the cup. It's to stay in the Premier League and build on the squad we've got. I do disagree with Terry about Roberts. The first 10 minutes when Roberts came on, he didn't really get touch the ball. Even the commentator mentioned that. But then when he did get on the ball, he was trying to be positive. He was making forward passes, where a lot of the passing we were doing was side to side. He had a shot which was blocked. He got inside and had a shot. I thought Robert's done all right for his first Premier League game for us. I don't know why Roberts gets so much stick. Yeah, he's not the quickest, but he's a good player to have on the ball who will try and do positive things, and he works as well. Yeah, he's not as fast as Talby, but at least I know with Roberts he's going to try and get at somebody. So I think it's a little bit unfair.
So much stick. I think it's just the observation and just the opinion. That's all it is. I'm not criticising him saying, "Oh, I hope he plays bad or he's useless." I'm just saying, I just personally.
I know. I said you said that though, Terry, but you said you didn't.
Like you say, Sealt's not Premiership standard at this moment in time. I just don't think Roberts is either.
But Roberts has had 35 minutes. I mean, technically, Sealt's had a full 90 minutes, and I don't think Seal's look that bad. But you don't feel confident with Seal at the back because Seal is not at this. He's all right to come in for maybe. He's like a Helder. Bring him on for. If you want to show up the back, you could bring Seal on that way, but he's not a starter.
I don't think Yelder's Premier League standard.
Oh, he's not. No,
we've got a lot of players still in the squad that are not Premier League standard, and it's getting rid of them, and it's hard to do that, I suppose.
Niall Huggins is one of the same.
Well, I mean, I must admit, I would be interested to see Dan Neil come on Tuesday to see how he does without the captain's armband. Because Dan Neil was quite good, and he got given the captaincy, and it just changed him totally. Terry,
so if Xhaka doesn't play on Tuesday and Dan Neil starts, who's captain?
Oh God, I don't know, but I hope not Dan Neil. I mean, who's vice captain?
Why couldn't Dan Neil be captain? He did well last season, all the way through the season. Got us promoted.
No, I don't think. I think the captain's armband affected Dan Neil badly. And I'd love to see him without that burden of that. But anyway, let's get some score predictions from you, and then we'll move on to Brentford because we're running out of time. Dino, Sunderland, Huddersfield.
Can I ask a question here? If it's a draw, is it a penalty? Is it penalties this cup? Does it go straight to pens? Or I'm going to say 1-1. If it doesn't go to extra time, go straight to pens, I think we'll win on pens.
Sunderland on pens. Right. Terry?
3-0 Sunderland.
Right. I'm going to go one better. I'm going to go 4-0 Sunderland. That's what we're going to say. Right. Okay. Let's quickly move on then to Brentford on Saturday to get back to winning ways. Like I said, I'm not overly concerned with the defeat yesterday. If we're to lose to Brentford, even the yellow watch strap failed me yesterday. I've had to change to my white one, so even that didn't work. So, and that's always a winner. So, Terry, would you take a draw on Saturday?
So, if the yellow watch strap always works,
yes.
When was the last time the white one worked?
Oh, it didn't work. The white one hasn't worked for a long time.
So what's the point of wearing it?
Because I like the white one.
So we're not going to win against Huddersfield if you wear it. Is that the case?
Probably not. I'm thinking I'm off to Turkey next week, so I'm thinking a white one will look nice with a nice.
You're going to wear the white. You're going to wear the white wristband. That's probably not going to win. Never won for a long time, but we're going to beat Huddersfield 4-0.
Well, I might just not wear my watch that night. God, honestly. Oh, Terry, if I want my superstitions, leave me to my superstitions, will you? Right, would you take a draw, Terence?
No, I want to beat Brentford. I know Henderson's coming back and he'll probably start, and Brentford did well yesterday.
Oh, I think
apart from that goal they scored, which was basically giving them on a plate, which they finished quite well. No, we're going to make our home matches have got to count. We're going to be a fortress, get stuck in, and let's get a result against Brentford. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Oh, we're taking predictions already. There you are. 2-1 win, you're saying. Just quickly on the chat. Paul Havelock, Sunderland 5, Brentford 1. to make up for the loss against Burnley. Dino, would you take a draw?
Yes, because I was predicting we could possibly win the first two, but Brentford would be a bit of a harder game. But now with Brentford beating Villa 1-0, just adds that little bit more like, God, they've just beat a team who's probably going to be in the top 8. So I would take a draw. I don't want to get a defeat because I think 3 points after 3 games, it's not the best, and it kind of knocks the confidence a bit. So I would take a draw.
I think Villa might struggle this season a little bit. They're struggling with money. They can't bring any players into the sell players. I just think that maybe this season we may see 1 or 2 teams who were doing well last season that might struggle this season.
I mean, you're not wrong, but Villa have still got a strong team. You know, it doesn't help the fact that I think the keeper's still suspended, isn't he? Because obviously he got sent off the last game of the season, so that doesn't help. There's still a strong squad. You've still got the likes of McGinn. They've got Ollie Watkins up front.
Was Martinez suspended yesterday? Was he?
I don't even know what the team was, but I know wasn't even meant to be suspended for the first 3 games of the season because it was a straight red card.
When I was watching the matches, I seen a bit of Villa the game beforehand. I saw him warming up, so I don't know whether he was suspended or just with the squad.
Well, he was definitely not there the first game of the season because they had that. I can't remember his name and goal, but he had a good game against Newcastle. But because he got sent off the last game of the season, I'm sure that means he couldn't. He's suspended for 3 games unless it got reduced to 2 games. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but I thought he was suspended.
All right. Tell you what, then, if we lose to Brentford, does that start alarm bells ringing for us? Do you think, or do you think it's just the fact that we've got a load of new players and it's going to take us a few games to sort of bed in and get used to each other? Terry, will you start to panic if we lose against?
I did see it a couple of weeks ago. We're going to be our weakest at the start of the season when the players are just getting used to each other, you know, and we just hope that they come good at some point. But I think there's still 2 more players to come in yet. I think we're going to get another couple of players, really.
Right, okay. Dino, you're always full of the joys. Heaven forbid we lose to Brentford. I mean, how happy are you going to be?
I mean, this league it's a bit like the Championship. Anyone can beat anyone on any given day. It's the way you go about winning and losing.
Hang on. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
In this league, yeah?
No, I don't think so.
What do you mean? No, you don't think so? What are you talking about?
Oh, right.
Course
Yeah,
it is.
We play Liverpool 100 times. 99 times they beat us.
Aye, but that one time might be us. That one time might be the first time we play them. Football's not won on paper, Philly, because they've got a better squad and better players than us. Doesn't mean they automatically win. Because if that's the case, what's the point in turning up? You go because there's a chance you can win. Depends on your tactics and if the players end up turning up.
I don't think you've ever been to a game, going to a game and thinking, "Wow, we're gonna win." I don't think that's in you.
I went into the Burnley game thinking that because I said we'd win 2-0. And obviously after the first half, I was going, it's only a matter of time before we score here because we had them 2 chances. I went, we're going to score it. And then we came out second half and we were non-existent.
Right, listen.
We can't help that. It's the players who play at the end of the day.
Dino, I'm just fishing. All right, Luke. Score predictions for Terry, you've already said 2-1. Dino?
I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1. I'm going 2-1 again, like Terry. So hopefully that's it. Listen, look, we've got 61 likes, so we've fallen short just for now, but we still got chance. Hit that like button, goes up to 100. Terry,
Philly, so the Brentford match. What strap on have you got on?
Me strap on. I'll have to have a word with Karen and see what colour we're going for. I don't know yet. I don't know. I've not decided. But you leave my strap on out of this. Right. Listen, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget you still hit that like button, guys, up to that magic 100 like to get to on a Sunday. Dino would like to say bye to everybody.
See you later, everyone.
Is that it?
Right, what do you want us to say? He said say bye to everyone, so I'm saying bye to everyone. What do you want us to be like? Oh, salute. Oh, I love you all. Thank you for coming. Goodbye. See you later. See you next Sunday.
Yeah, you could do. That would be nice. Right, okay. And Terry, just say bye to everybody.
Enjoy your bank holiday Monday, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do that. And once again, a massive thank you to Wolf Competitions, our channel sponsor this season. So get yourself on there, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Get on there now, win yourself some money. And if you win a big prize, it could be me. I suppose that's not an incentive.
Imagine you open the door and they see you at the door,
knocking
man.
on your door with one of them big checks. And
Are you going to take Colin?
Friends
Are you
with
going
that.
to take Colin with you?
I could do. Terry.
If I win the competition, like on Facebook, and you come round with $2,000, would that be okay?
I don't pick the winner, so yeah, it'll be all right by me. I'm not. I don't pick the winner. Listen, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you. Well, we'll see you through the week, I'm sure. Well, don't forget, if you're a member of the channel, watch for your name in the credits at the end. We'll catch you later. Bye bye.